Welcome to the Akashic Library.
Today we're going to talk about something really profound, something that maybe doesn't get talked about enough, the incredible impact a good father has on his daughter's life. You see, it's a relationship that really sets the stage for, well, for so much more than you might think.
So picture this. You're out on a date. Things are going well, and the woman you're with just casually says, "I like my father very much." Now, you might just nod and think, "Oh, that's nice." But what if I told you that simple little sentence is actually a huge, huge clue?
So why is that one sentence such a big deal? Well, because it's about so much more than just her having a good relationship with her dad. It's actually a hint, a pretty strong one, that she's got a much better than average shot at navigating the crazy, complicated world of adult love. It's like a little window into her entire emotional future.
Right, so this first part is all about that propitious moment. You know, that hint of a healthy future. What's really at stake here isn't just one relationship with one person. It's about the entire pattern that relationship creates for her, for how she'll connect with men throughout her whole life. It's the foundation.
And that brings us to the first huge gift a good father gives his daughter. He sets the baseline. Through his own actions, day in and day out, he basically defines what's normal and what's acceptable in her mind for how a man should be. Let's break that down a little. If normal for her means kindness, feeling welcome, sanity, and just basic goodness, then later in life, she's just not going to feel at home with guys who are cruel or emotionally unavailable or just playing bullies. It's like her internal compass gets calibrated to good from the very beginning.
And this right here, this is the crucial part. She's not going to find anything cool or glamorous about a guy being mean or insensitive. She won't confuse being blunt and rude with being smart or think that being cold and callous is some kind of strength. She'll be baffled that those kinds of guys even exist and wonder why on earth she'd ever want to be around them.
Okay, so that secure baseline isn't built on some grand, heroic act. It's actually built on something much quieter. And this brings us to another amazing gift that, well, it might sound a little boring at first, the gift of a father who is just ordinary. But trust me, its power is absolutely immense.
So what do we even mean by ordinary? We don't mean he's unimpressive or boring. We mean he's not some distant, perfect hero on a pedestal. No, he's human. He's been around enough to be silly, to get things wrong sometimes. And this is the most important part, to just be there, week in and week out, so much that he can almost be taken for granted.
And the result of that is just profound. Because he was just there, reliably, she learns a fundamental lesson. Love doesn't have to be about drama or pining for someone who's gone or feeling a sense of loss. She won't be tempted to chase after some faraway fantasy hero because she's already experienced the much deeper, realer joy of having someone consistently in her life.
And this leads us to another really powerful gift. It's all about how a good father teaches. He gives her these critical lessons about life and love, but not by sitting her down for a big lecture. Nope, he does it just through his everyday actions.
I mean, look at how this works. He shows her what equality feels like, just by asking for her opinion on fixing a bike and actually listening to her. Because she's already managed to please this one person who really, truly matters, she's not going to grow up desperate to please everyone else. And this is so important. He respects her boundaries. He doesn't ask her to keep secrets or burden her with his own adult problems.
You know, what a good father doesn't do is just as important. He doesn't need her to be some kind of golden child to make him feel better about himself. He's not threatened by her interests, whether she's into teddy bear picnics or running triathlons. He gives her this incredible gift of just letting her be a kid, letting her grow up at her own speed.
So let's pull all of this together and look at the real long-term legacy here. The impact of a father, good or bad, it creates these ripples that spread across generations in ways we almost never stop to think about.
And the cost of poor fathering? Well, it's pretty clear. It can create this devastating idea in a kid's head that love is supposed to equal suffering, or that it's supposed to feel like being ignored. It can leave a daughter spending her whole life wondering, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough?
But the legacy of a good father is the absolute opposite of that. It creates a daughter who doesn't feel the need to beg for affection, who doesn't get some strange thrill from being ignored. She becomes someone who knows how to both give and receive love in a stable, healthy way.
And that brings us to this really beautiful final thought. Whenever you see a couple that's happy, tolerant, and sane in their love for each other, you gotta know that story didn't just start with them. Somewhere in the background, there's an unheralded hero.
And very often, a man who finds himself loved so well by a good woman has, whether he knows it or not, her good father to thank for it.
So that kind of leaves us with a final question to think about for ourselves. We've all been shaped by these invisible forces, by heroes we might not have even recognized. So what are the legacies, the ones you can see and the ones you can't, that have shaped your story?
A good father doesn't guarantee happiness, but his absence often leaves patterns. Next, we'll explore why people fall for those who hurt them.